Okay, so I had to actually do take two because where I sat was over here yesterday and the tablet kept coming forward. So you get to see a little bit of this fireplace that we built, which is very nice, and our little Jeju lights. So this is definitely a different setting. Hopefully we can work with that today. So hello. Today is July 8th, 2025. Yesterday I forgot the date, which was July 7th of 2025. And I just wanted to start off by saying that, me doing this challenge, it's not about like how I feel physically, but because as far as like me not drinking, the physical, it's like about to tip over, but like the physical like withdrawals and all of that, I don't get that anymore because I don't drink consecutively like I used to, which is great. It's more about me just trying to discipline myself. Like me doing this and just me sitting down and like making a commitment to myself, that, like, let's do this. Let me try to get like deep within myself because I'm doing something that is uncomfortable, and that's something that I did want to like challenge myself with, something different, So, yeah. So, like I said, not like I said. Anyways, this is my first time. Well, now it's my second time, so it's just kind of weird, especially with all this wind and everything, but we'll make it work, okay? So the question that I wanted to I thought about this question a lot, and I was like, what question should I ask myself? And it was, when did I start drinking? And at what age? They say that and they ask all the time in rehab, like, when was the first age you started drinking? And to me, it was honestly about like 16, right? 16, which seems like so long ago, over a decade ago. And it's just back then. So I want to start from the beginning. So when I was 16 years old, being a Korean American in America is very stressful, as we all know, because it's like, are you a Korean or are you an American? And it's like, my parents did their best as far as like putting us into like private schools, but like either way, everybody gets bullied and everybody gets made fun of, right? Even though like, being a cheerleader and like getting good grades, well, I tried somewhat, but either way, like we had like in Korea like two worlds. In Korean, like it's all about the church, and then in America it's like just American. And like being in a private school, we're the only, me and my sister and I were the only Asian, so it was like very confusing. There are two different worlds and two different people that had two different values. So growing up, it was very hard to navigate through life, and I was just always confused on which side. It felt like I always had to choose and pick, because they're so different. And, I guess like not just for me, like I talk to like a lot of my Korean American friends, and like we all go through like the same problem with our generation, and our parents try their best to, they work hard, and like they don't know really how to, because Korean is their first language, and like American people, they're all about love and it's okay, I love you, and Korean people are like study, 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 study. So, as a child, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what is the right way? And like as I'm 31 now, and as I'm old enough now to finally get, not to blame my parents of my childhood trauma, and always just thinking that, like my life was so hard, because in the end it really wasn't. My relationship with alcohol at a young age, it wasn't really a young age because everybody drank that much, but I never really thought that, I never thought that I would be, like going to rehabs for it, or, like wanting to, like having a problem with it, I would say. And that's the thing. I think I struggle a lot with the mental health and of that abandonment. Yeah, being abandoned, and like feeling like that I need that to not feel alone, because like I said yesterday in my video of not knowing who I was, that's me drinking alcohol, you know, like everybody thought of me as like always so happy and like always, you know, I always had a smile and I always had to like, you know, be this energized bunny, and like that's what who I was labeled as. And if I wasn't that, then I, you know, like something was wrong, or like, you know, I just like I'm learning that I kind of am in somewhat like a perfectionist in a way, and like I care a lot about what people think about me, which also is insecurity problems. But long story short, well, not long story short, it's already 5 minutes into this, so I don't even, just like rambling on. So if I watch this, Mina, like after this whole thing ends, I'm trying to not watch all of my videos or until the end to see, you know, because it's boring. I just made it. Why am I gonna watch myself make it? Anyways, one thing that I want to tell myself about me drinking at a young age is, you know, like it's okay. Like at least right now, like I understand now, rather than searching for the answer, thinking that, you know, like blaming, oh, did I drink too early or anything like that. Because honestly, life is supposed to happen in every single way, in every step of how it is. And that's what I'm trying to learn and accept. And I do accept that. So with this video, you know, Mina, like, don't blame your childhood trauma or thinking that, oh, you know, you drink at a young age. My parents think that they taught me wrong how to drink, but in the end, they didn't do anything wrong. You know, like, what is there to do wrong? Because in the end, all of everything I experienced through, even though like it was hard, and it is hard, there's light at the end. And it's just like, it makes me like so happy, because like there's so much more good than bad. And I, you know, like I was in the bad for so long thinking that it was bad, but in the end, it's my growth of me getting up to where I'm supposed to be. Because, you know, like the strongest people go through so much, and through that, like I'm just so grateful. And you know, like for me to even be sober and smiling and just saying, and with this wind and like frizzy hair, and you know, just being in a different country without my family, and just still being grateful and happy. And for that, you know, I give gratitude for that. You know, I didn't even know how I was gonna, what I was gonna say to this question, and I had like 10 things I was gonna say, but in the end, I guess what I want to say is that I'm just grateful that I experienced alcohol in the way I did. And people may think that, oh, you know, it was wrong. There's no right or wrong way. Like in the end, it's your life, you know, like it happens and life goes on. So through that, yes, I am grateful for today, and I'm grateful for every experience that happened in my life. And for that, we finished our second day, day 2, and we have 8 days more to go. Anyways, thank you.